Welcome to another episode of Whitetail Rendezvous, coming to you 6 days a week as we interview whitetail experts and hear their traditions and personal stories of the hunt. Learn more about the latest gear, discover proven tips, and the latest strategies so you can make your next hunt a success. Now, here's your host, Bruce Hutchin.
Whitetail Rendezvous is pleased to announce a partnership with GoHunt.com. Who's GoHunt.com? Well, if you're a DIY hunter, you need the information at GoHunt.com/insider. Why? Because it provides 4,200 profiles, every unit, every species, and every season. Furthermore, they give in-depth analysis, interactive maps, unit access, and seasonal trends. Draws are very important, and they give you the most accurate information in the business. All this is available when you go to GoHunt.com/insider. Make sure you use promo code WR when you join Insider. You'll get a $50 gift card for GoHunt.com Gear Shop. Remember, when you become a member of GoHunt.com/insider, you're going to get a $50 gift card to Go Hunt Gear Shop. What's in the gear shop? The best gear that you can buy for hunting the West. All in all, if you're hunting out West in 2018, GoHunt.com/insider is where you need to be to get all the research information. When you use promo code WR, Whitetail Rendezvous receives a small commission from GoHunt.com. Hey, welcome to another episode of Whitetail Rendezvous. We're heading down south, and a good friend, in fact, this is our anniversary. Bianca Burnett was on the show a year ago, and she's got a special story she's going to lead off with. Bianca, her humble hunt, you can find her on social media, and she's got a lot of things we're going to discuss because a lot of things have happened to her over the past year, and they're all good. And so, sister, welcome to the show.
I'm so happy to be back. I was so thrilled to get reinvited, and I'm back with you again.
Well, tell us about, a year ago what happened. I got you on the show. You're a little nervous. You got on the show, but then some wonderful things happened. What the heck was up with that?
I was so nervous. Not that I'm not still. Well, the same week that I had spoken with you, it was either 2 or 3 days after we had spoken, I had went out with my bow. Literally, it was one of those beginners you don't know, so you just do whatever at that point. So I went out and turkey hunting. I'd found the gander before, but I hadn't been able to get a shot off. Same week I spoke to you, I dropped a bird, flopped a bird. Sorry, it's deer terminology. It comes out of me. And I was just amazed at how I actually had said, I think Bruce is my good luck charm when it comes to turkeys. And so who knows, hopefully this week, maybe we'll talk today. I head out this weekend for a new piece of North Georgia land. So we'll see if history repeats itself.
I bet it will. I'll put money. I'll put money on that. That's a heck of a thing. And we were just on Facebook Live, folks, and shared something that Bianca posted on Instagram with Rosa Parks, and let's just start off the show with that, because I think that shows who you are, how you're maturing, and how you're, as I say, you're really comfortable in your own skin, even though you're interracial person, and some people just don't know how to handle that. So you addressed that, I thought, really, thoughtful and insightful. You did a heck of a job with that little piece, and hopefully you put that on your blog, because it got right down to who the heck you are, and you're a beautiful person inside and out, and so talk to us a little bit about that.
I did. I have a snippet on my blog. Sometimes Instagram cuts you short because you don't really get to entail everything that you wanted to. So I did the best I could with it. It's a big thing in the world, in the industry right now. Just about everything about hunting is women in a lot of ways. Sorry, guys. A lot of attention is going to women. And I guess growing up, I've always been different. But to me, I was the same. I never felt like I wasn't American, that I wasn't a U.S. citizen. This is where I was born. But oftentimes people see me as, I do have dark hair and I have skin and my traits are different. So, I just wanted to be open and say, you're not offending me. When people ask me more times than I literally can count in my lifetime, the exact words, what are you? And if you didn't have the right attitude, you could maybe get offended by that. But I've just learned to laugh and giggle with it. There was an amazing lady that I linked up with recently. Her name's Celie, and she about how the world for women who hunt is evolving and it's growing and it's changing, and even more so the insight of women of minority that are taking to the outdoors is just another area that we're shining light on. Where I never like to think about race or color diversity. To me, like Rosa Parks said, there's only one race, and that's the human race. I guess, hearing things like minority and stuff, to me, it's just, so you're a woman, I'm a woman, she's a woman. But it's a beautiful thing to really just sit back and be a part of this world in your own little way. And so I made the post for people to know that, you can speak to me. You're not offending me. I'm a very approachable person. I'm always happy to have messages and speak to people. And so, yeah, it just really sums up that to me, we're all equal, especially in the world of hunting. Like I've said, I could speak to a complete stranger. If they said broadhead or, something in regards to something I like, and I could hear them, I've heard somebody over an aisle, and I'm like, what did you say? And so I think all of us can be that way. If you love doing it, you're always looking for a way to get your hands in it and like to learn. That's what makes us. We're all a human race, and we all love and are passionate about the outdoors and hunting. So why let something like your skin color ever separate you? Like Bruce, I think at one time you had said something about, we're all the same, and that's true. We're all the same. We all love the same things.
Yeah, and I call it common ground, and that's what we have. When we're sitting around the campfire, we're all on common ground. Chucks go out. We were laughing about Fords and Chevys and 30-06s and 270. We were giggling about that, but that's part of the campfire chat. And because Bianca just smoked Tom this morning and flopped it on its ear, and then I missed 3 times, and we're giggling because that's what you do in deer camp or turkey camp.
Yeah,
that's what you do because
that's some of the best parts of it. Yeah, that's some of the best part is, and around the campfire when it's dark, you can't hardly tell who everybody is anyway. We've all got hoodies on. We all smell the same. You wouldn't even know I was a woman if you didn't hear my voice. And that's some of the best part is that communion that you come together. Like I came back from South Georgia with our very best friends, and that's an hilarious story. I didn't even realize how funny it was until I realized that's not normal for people. But we got no turkeys. But we had such a good time that it didn't matter. That it was about being in the moment. So.
And graphs. I don't know where the tone of this whole episode's going to go, but just grasp who you are, be comfortable in your own skin as Bianca is, and then reach out to other people. And if it's uncomfortable in some shape or form, I just watched the movie Wonder about that kid in New York City, and his face was deformed at birth and lots of surgeries. But a brilliant kid, smart kid, and it took a while for everybody to figure out he was just a kid. He was no different than they were, and he's just a kid, but you have to get through that mask. And he literally, he did look different. There's no question about it. And, so many times we back up because it's like, what do I do? How do I do? I don't want to offend somebody. I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable. You're not uncomfortable, but I sure as heck am. So I don't know what to do. And you lose a wonderful opportunity, as we said, to reach that common ground. And, and I think as hunters, we need to reach out to people. And I was talking to a friend yesterday on the show, and we talked about Adam Keith from Len Lacey, and we talked about, what if you went to somebody at work or somebody that you knew, your neighbors, and said, hey, me and a couple of guys and a couple of young kids are going up to the cabin, and we're going to hang out, we're going to tell stories, and we're going to eat some really good food, and we're going to go hunting if we want to, and just depends what's happening, and just low key it all. It's not, oh, you got to have this, you got to have that. Just invite someone along for an outing. And the guy said, we're going hunting. Yeah, if you want to. I mean, it's no big deal.
A lot of people are waiting on that. They're waiting for that opportunity.
Just to be invited. And we really talked about that. And we missed so many opportunities thinking, oh, I got to make sure he's got all the gear, and I don't want to babysit somebody and licenses and all that. Forget that. Right. Just invite somebody along, and just say, go have fun. And you can't replicate what happens in deer camp or turkey camp or hunting camp. You cannot. I don't care if you could be Steven Spielberg. You could not replicate it. You can't do it.
It's always something.
And
I'm
it's
giggling.
hilarious. And
I'm giggling. Sorry.
well, I know, no, but if we took it out of the context of hunting camp and we put it on the big screen, people would just say, "Are these guys on drugs or what or
Yes.
whatever?" Just pick a topic.
Yes. I had just literally I had made the article. I finally typed it up, and I was dying. It was like 4 a.m. at my house. I was dying. Like, I was choking, telling the story of the last time we were at turkey camp, and I lived it. And I was laughing because I was like, this is nuts. This is insane. But to us, this is just life. But I started tearing up because I was like, life is just so good. It's like, it's just perfect when you are where and doing what you want. You cannot replicate it. Every trip is different. You can't make it up. It's just insane.
No, you just pack up and roll out and see,
Yes.
hopefully you make it home.
Or you might show up at camp at 3 a.m, had to be up at 5. You got there and you went.
You win. It doesn't. It really doesn't matter. And folks, hopefully some people are, I use the word 9 hunters. This is what hunting's about. We're a couple of adults, a guy and a gal just talking about things that you'll never realize until you go. Now, if you've been an athlete, you've been in that sports arena and stuff like that, maybe Boy Scouts and stuff like that. But I'll put hunting camp, because here's the secret to me, and I'm an elder now at the bunkhouse. But, when I was 19, 20 years old, nobody taught me how to hunt. And there were 2 people I met at deer camp when I was invited, Harry Shear, he's passed on, but he told me about hunting the West and doing this and doing that. And so the old guys feed into the young guys. Same thing with the older women feed into the younger women. And you get into some serious discussions. It ain't all about hunting, folks, because in life, it gets ugly. I mean, it does. In families, there's abuse, there's drugs, there's alcohol, there's just, I'm a train wreck. How am I going to get out of this thing? Those conversations do happen,
Right.
maybe not.
Brings them out.
It brings them out because all of a sudden they're safe. Nobody's going to judge you.
Yes.
Nobody's going to judge you at all. You're safe, and yeah, you always have fun and smile at deer camp. No, because somebody, doesn't
you have
do
a
the
lot
dishes.
of sobering or sombering moments. Or or somebody woke you up when you're trying to get your last minute of sleep in, and you gotta be up, and you're like, "God, leave me alone." But there's some real life experiences you're out there with just you and the people you're with, and that's what's beautiful.
Well, it doesn't get any better, and you think about you have some Native American in your lineage, and the elders taught everybody. They had to teach them, because when they died, they had to know how to get back to the trail. They had to know how to cut up the buffalo, how to do all these things. They had to pass it on, and that's one thing that non-hunters, you'll never get that part, because you feel you're alone. And I read an interesting story the other day. The more we're close to get on social media, the lonelier we're getting.
Yes. I make a saying that says scroll less. I don't know if I didn't make it, but I just thought it. I was like, scroll less and live more. To have a social media platform like I do, and I'm constantly on there trying to connect and speak with people, I'm actually not on there as much as people probably think I am, and it's because you should get off your phone and leave that for at the house and time for work or whatever. And when you're out there, to just live in the moment, because you stop communicating with people and you can just do it over a phone.
And you do. And then, when I'm doing all day sits during the rut, I'm on my phone. I'm trying to take, Instagram videos, or, a bird sitting on my, arrow or whatever. And, or you texted the guy, a mile away. What are you seeing? Because it's just, they're nuts. So, I'm guilty. Okay.
It's a balance. It's a very, very, very delicate balance, because as hunters, we should not be spending our time, and if it becomes a job, then it's no longer joy. And so you have to find that balance between continuing to provide people with what you promised them, but not stealing from your own happiness. I mean, I when I go to deer camp, I mean, you might not hear from me for 5 days. And I am taking pictures and things, but I want to remember that moment, and that's what we have to remember, or there's no point in doing it.
Yeah, I know a very successful DIY whitetail hunter, and he refuses to go on camera. He refuses everything. I mean, when he loads up and hooks up his trailer and stuff and heads where, he hunts multiple states, and he just, that's it. I know how to get hold of him, but I know when he'll call me. I know when he'll call me, but it's just, he says, this is my hunt. He works hard, 8 months a year, and 4 months, the rest of the 4 months, he's hunting.
I spoke with a lady. It's amazing. She actually designed this necklace I have on. She handmade it for me. And was right. I will never, ever, and you can hold me to this world, unless it's on like Steve Rennell level kind of thing. I don't ever, want to be in that type of setting where it's disrupting the filming and like that's disrupting. Because I've talked to so many people and I've like said things like, oh, you're so successful and I'm just such a big fan. And, they're like, it's awful at this. At times it's not for everybody. And I really think I'm that kind of person. I'm nervous still talking to you right now. But like your friend said, you only have so many moments. Why would I want a cameraman to like spook or do something? Because I've heard crazy stories and I'm like, I thought they were like amazing and perfect, and like, no. And so it's for some people. Some people are really good at it, like really, really good at it. Like they make me just look at them like, how do you do that? And some of us, some of us aren't. Some of us are. I'm more of a loner. I'm more of a detached, and you might not speak to me, but I promise I'm not ignoring anybody. I promise that. But you have to. I speak about it in my blog where I specifically tell you my joy is when I am detached. And that's what, is a big thing you can read about. And a lot of the things I talk about is, as a hunter, why are you hunting? What's your purpose? So that's what I was like really excited about talking to you again about. Things have changed and my views and goals have really, really progressed and evolved per se, but for the better, So I was so thrilled to get to chat with you again.
Well, let's just stay right there and camp on that, because so many things today, I'm thinking how I phrase it. So many things today, people are misconstrued. People get preconceived notions, expectations. As you said, when you have a double set, you got a guy hanging on your corner. You've been waiting, 10 days for that buck to come by or whatever, just to get a kill shot. B-roll is easy. All the rest, I mean, because unfortunately, if you put a show up there and don't have any harvest, don't have any kill shots, people kind of don't watch all the time. I mean, that's the reality of it.
But then that is the reality of hunting. Like,
I know.
It's like, what do you actually, had it not been for you'll hear me say Rennell. He was one of the first people that I ever watched on TV, and I'm so glad that I did, because he showed me it's hunting. He showed the side of on film, the hard work, the days, the weeks that you get nothing. And, sometimes it's like, sometimes you'll see an individual walk out and they'll drop a big game animal every single time. And that almost broke me. That almost made me give up, because I thought I was doing something wrong. Because I thought that, why am I not able to do that? And in reality, they didn't tell you that they'd been there for 2 or 3 weeks, or, all that backstory that took them to earn it. And it's like, why? Why are you leaving that out? That's what makes it amazing. It's the hard work. And so, I still, like we spoke last year, it's like a baby step. That's the joy of it. Like I specifically remember you saying last year, and you had encouraged me in the fact that even if at the time I had not harvested anything, and you had said to me about how it didn't matter, that it's about living and being in that moment and being out there. And so if you drop something, you drop it. If you don't, you're learning. So take it as it is.
And that's what we have to do. And I'm just smiling not because you're remembering some of the things I said, but how you matured. And folks, this lady's maturing quite fast because she's choosing to put herself out there. She's chosen to say, okay, here's who I am. This is what I believe in. This is how to reach out to me. This you can read about me, and transparency, if you wish.
Yes.
I know you got engaged. I know you. Did you get engaged this year? Is this a new thing?
My fiance and I have been together going on 5 years. I'm so terrible with like numbers, and neither one of us really remember anniversary dates that much. We would have been engaged for going on 3 years now. Yeah. But transparency, like you said, that is gold. That is key. Transparency is everything, and it is a choice because you do take a risk. But the risk is worth it if you think that there's something good can come out of it. So I haven't had a choice but to mature and grow up. It was either mature and head in the right path and direction, or your voice and reason would be lost. And, what's the point? So, life kind of made me push and say, hey, if you're going to go be for this, you better be for this. If not, you better get out and get off board, because there's a lot of room to grow. And it's every day. It's an everyday thing.
Now, when you reach out to some, individual you're trying to get, learn from, how do you find a mentor?
Oh my goodness. Okay. So, literally, it's such a double standard in the world, because oftentimes a mentor for me is somebody that has taken the time and they've communicated with me, but we're not talking a couple days or a couple weeks. We're talking they have stayed consistently in communication with me through comments or sharing their story with me publicly for months. It's almost like they've invested, they've applied to be superior in my life without even knowing it. And the double standard is, a lot of times women aren't that way for women. And I think, like you said, is we get scared about approaching each other. It goes without being said that there's different images that come up when you think about females who hunt, but a lot of times I have found that when it comes to females, I've had to go way out of my way generally to approach them, and it's almost like me saying, hey, I like you too. I think you're amazing. I want to be your friend. And it's almost like running a marathon then we'd like each other. We'd already think each other were amazing, and we thought we were firing, but getting to speak to each other, it's so weird because sometimes I think that women have a hard time approaching each other. Just sad, which is why you can see I made a post the other day. My very best friend in life, that they're Team Vandergrift. They're with me all the time. That's who had that crazy turkey story this last weekend before last. Me and her worked together for over a year. The whole time liking each other, never speaking. And now I could not live without her. That just shows you how women can be. And, I really want to show that we don't have to be afraid to talk to each other. We're not going to bite each other's head off. That I understand that there are some women, but men are the same way. And we can't let that hold us back from taking a moment to communicate. Because who's to say you could have just made one of the best friends in your life sharing the same passion as you, and you didn't take 5 seconds to say, hey, I hope your day's good. That's all it takes. That's literally all it takes. And I've been present to it. Hey, I hope your day is going great. I really enjoyed your last post. Whatever they've done. And then it's like the floodgates open, and they've been wanting to talk to me too. And it was like, well then. So, people don't forget, we're all human. Just say hey. And what's the worst case scenario? They don't say hey back. And is it worth potentially missing out on a friendship of a lifetime? I don't think so.
And I don't either. You got a wealth of becoming. I guess that's the thing I'm sensing and hearing from you. You're becoming such a beautiful person, in the sense that you're growing in your confidence, and you have the ability now not only to allow yourself to be mentored, because none of us are perfect, but
Right.
you're in a point where you can start lifting up other people, and what a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it's like you're right. It's like the trifecta, like the complete 180. It's more of a it's more of a gosh, it is reality. You can be surrounded by. I remember you specifically saying, as many years as you've been hunting and as seasoned as you are, and I'm constantly bragging about like Bruce's, that's a very seasoned hunter. You even said yourself that you're still learning and you're still growing. And, my role now as a mentor to people, if you can even call it that, is more of a just be happy. Stop comparing yourself. I've heard a lot from women. Stop scrolling and live. It doesn't matter what the other girl did last week or what she did last year. Why does it matter? If you like what she did, tell her congratulations. Tell her how amazing she is and live your life by your standards. Hunt your hunt, live your day. And when people start doing that, like beautiful, beautiful things happen. I wrote a blog post about it actually not too long ago, and women were just firing off, and it was like, you mean to tell me all of y'all felt the same way and nobody has said it? And it's the same thing. We get scared of each other sometimes, and that's what I hope to see change in the future. That it's not a competition. It doesn't matter how many animals you've harvested. It don't even matter if you've harvested an animal at all. I know people that I had a really, really successful year, but who's to say that as for me, per se? For me, I was very pleased with my year. But had I not even killed, had I not got anything, I was still a hunter. Being a hunter doesn't mean a harvester. It means you're a hunter. And people, they discount themselves and they put themselves in the corner, in the shadows, because of numbers and states they've been in and this and that, and that's just so wrong. I mean, you're right. I'm very proud. I put a lot of hours into what I love, but I don't care if you've only went out hunting 2 days out of the season. That's 2 days that you went, and that's incredible. Be proud of what you do right here. Don't worry about what other people did, last year.
Folks, along the way, Bianca, I knew her when we started Hurricane Jane, and now people are getting to know her as her humble hunt. And, attached to that is come her foundation that she's creating and how she's just giving back from the get-go. And that in itself, she hasn't waited till all of a sudden everybody knows her name or she's on TV or doing whatever, at an ATA show and people, she's on stage. But, she's starting right from today to give back. And you've heard some of her comments on that. But tell us about Beauty and a Bow.
Well, let me start by saying that I'm a rifle chick. I grew up with rifles. I was a big Steel 2A. I'm sitting here talking to you. I think I got like a shotgun and my bow and then a pistol on my waist. So for me to say that I am now developing bow hunter is insane. I would have never thought that I would ever want to shoot a bow. And so I was fortunate enough. I had somebody put a bow in my hand last year. I shot it one time, went home, and I didn't know how I was going to put back that money that I just spent on that bow, and I bought me a bow the next day.
No.
My college tuition. Yes. You can read that. That's in the story. It's there's a nice write-up in my blog about Beauty and her bow. But yes, Bruce, I had my tuition was coming up. My daughter's ball payment was due for basketball. They needed new sneakers. I still did not have like base layers for deer season coming up, but I was like, who cares? God, please send me some overtime. Even as a nurse, money gets tight. I didn't care. At that point, I had to have a bow. I was craving that bow. And then when I'm using it and I'm hearing my arrows land, and it makes me feel like a woman that I've never felt before out of any rifle that I've ever shot. When I harvested with my bow, it just did something for me. And so that's just me. And the issue is, well, what if I hadn't got that overtime? And what if, that buying that bow just meant somebody's not going to summer school, taking their summer semesters. I really was looking for a way what was the need in the community? Like, because there are various women's organizations that are very, very, very prosperous right now, but what did we need? Not another repeat of what's already here, or, almost, putting a divider in the community. What do we have and what do we need was what I approached to that. And that's where, that's where it began. I was Maddie, one of my best friends I introduced you to. Me and her spent weeks on trying to figure this out. And with no avail, I never could get my heart to be set on what was my mission, specific, pinpoint, without issue. Kind of find out, we spent weeks and weeks burning our rubber tires, and I was laying in bed at 3, 4 in the morning. I couldn't sleep, and it just slammed me right in the face, like an 18-wheeler just hit me. And I was like, oh my God, Beauty and her bow. It was like, I almost didn't have a bow. I almost would not be a bow hunter right now. And then Beauty, I love the name Beauty because every time I see a woman with a bow, she gets a different level of beautiful to me. So the foundation is simple. It literally is basic. It's let's get a bow in the hands of any woman, young girl. I don't care if you're a college student, single mom, married mom with 2 kids. I don't care if you're a grandmother. If you have health issues and you can't shoot a compound bow, I'm looking to put a crossbow in your hand. Program is revolved around if you feel like, say, it's just not, right now's not the time. You couldn't get a bow right now. We give to our kids all the time, and we come up short often. Why wait till Christmas? Why wait till a birthday? Or why wait till something could come up and rob you of that opportunity again? So, my heart just the weight came off of it. I was like, oh, Beauty and her bow will offer a set number amount of brand new free bows applicants who they will be aboard, and that's how we'll choose who will receive the bows that year. And I wish I could give 100 bows away a year. It's thing. And then say somebody already has a bow, but it's below standard for what I would want somebody to hunt with. So, and I say that as in if you have a bow that's 20 years old and you already don't know how to use a bow, that's probably not an ideal setup for you. But hey, somebody else could maybe use that bow. So it's almost like I want to implement a pass down. So while somebody else might be waiting to get their brand new bow, you might have the option of passing yours to them while they're waiting to get their brand new one and they don't have one. A lot of things going on in my head. I finally raised the money, file for a 5013C status, and so I'm just really excited. Being a hunter period has been literally life changing for me. Dealing with some personal history and stuff, and finding that peace again in my life has been something that I've literally cried to people about because I'm almost 30 years old and I've never found something that was so perfect. And then you add bow hunting to that, and it was just I might as well as paradise. I wanted to give that to anybody that says, hey, I want it. And then the foundation will also have a sort of a board and because like I said in my post, I'm still a developing bow hunter. I still have mentors that are out of state. So the program will offer a mentorship program where very seasoned, very well-developed female bow hunters can come on board in the forums and answer how-to questions. The new bows also will be hand set up by me. I will work on them and adjust them in-home with my bow press and do how-to tips and videos. And so, I'm just excited. It's exciting to think that not only there's going to be more women that hunt, but then more female bow hunters. Just my face is going to crack. Just smiling about it. But not just being a bow hunter, but being a knowledgeable bow hunter. Knowing your bow, knowing exactly what you're doing. If you have an issue, you know what terminology to use. It's just amazing. I'm just I'm ready to I'm ready for it to happen last week. So Beauty and her Bow Foundation will hope to be seen at a couple of the upcoming expos at the end of the year. It will be all volunteer based with my board of directors, and the sky is not the limit. Like somebody told me today, the saying goes, don't tell me the sky's the limit when there's footprints on the moon. So I'm just really excited. I'm getting all tore up over here. it's a beautiful thing. One of the quotes says, when women come together with the intent to build women, beautiful, beautiful things happen. And I really just want to give what I have now, because I can't really say that my life would be, quite as complete right now, had I not picked up what I do now. So I'm just really thankful. And there's no telling who else out there was just like me. I feel like I'd been around the world and back, and I still didn't feel complete in my life. I had 3 college degrees, 2 children, a beautiful family, but I didn't have anything that really just like set my life on fire. So I'm just sorry. And so I'm just like, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the women that did reach out to me. And I'm thankful for the ones that did take the time to say, it's okay, you don't have to be perfect, that we love you anyway. And I can't never say that thank you enough. And so the least I can do is like try to give it back to somebody that was like me. And so, sorry. It's more than a hunt. It's a lifestyle. It's a happiness that some people may never find somewhere else. So I'm looking for anybody that wants to just be a member, a part of the development. Like I said, it's all volunteer work. It's a nonprofit organization. I'm looking right now for archery companies and dealers that will be a part of this. I'm not looking for a handout. I don't need you to give me free bows. I look to raise money in different forms. What I need is, companies to say, I want to be a part of that. Nonprofit doesn't mean free. It doesn't mean handout. It means somebody's working in the background so that these things are free for somebody. And so anybody can be a part of this. Anybody that has a heart for the outdoors and women and hunting and bow hunting, it takes a community to provide the next generation. And so literally, I just want to say thank you. I have so many women that have been a part of this, and they've been a part of me, and they'll be a part of the future. And so that's what, like in our hunter safety course, it says, a true outdoorsman, a true sportsman, they look to give back, to educate, and to learn, and to teach, because what's going to happen if we don't? What our traditions and our love is just going to disappear. I picked it up at a late age, and I'm just thankful because my children would have never, ever had the opportunity to know what it's like to make a turkey come in, or to sit and watch deer all day and say, I'm not going to shoot them, or know when to shoot, and all these little things, you learn all of them little by little. And I'll do that because of my mentors and my friends and the people that have been on FaceTime with me at like 11 o'clock at night because I just can't figure something out. And I'm like, are you awake? Or they'll be on FaceTime with me with my tripod, and I'm shooting my bow, and we're critiquing my form and really just trying to make improvements. Those are people that, I never paid them a penny. They didn't ask for anything. They just asked that I work hard. And so that's why I feel like people's hard work like that needs to be given. It needs to be paid for in other ways. So that's that. That's Beauty and her bow. That's that's my baby right now. With the work of a lot of hard work and different people in various aspects coming together, I hope to make other people's and other women's just make, like when I got my bow, my face cracked. So yeah, that's Beauty and her bow in a nutshell. You can read about it on my blog site. It's under Her Humble Hunt. Also under the nonprofit section of my blog, I showcase all kinds of different nonprofit organizations. If you want to be a part of something, and you, in whatever way is best for you, there's a place for you. And you can look on the site. It has a lot of different areas, whatever you may be good at. You don't have to give money all the time. You can just volunteer, be a mentor. Georgia right now has a mentorship competition going on. And if you win, you, what was it? I think you get a free hunt somewhere or something. I can't remember what it is, but it's a mentorship competition where you take a young child or a youth out and you spend a whole season teaching them. So if you're looking for information, you can find things on Beauty and her bow under nonprofit, along with various other organizations that I very much care about. And they're doing a lot of great things for people across the country. So, sorry.
Well done. Well done. Here's what I think we're going to do. We're going to take a break. We're going to end this recording here and thank Bianca Burnett. And then Bianca and I are going to chit-chat and see if we're going to go for a little while longer to see how we're going to do it because, Bianca just offloaded, downloaded, gave anybody who listens to this podcast a lot of reasons to get involved in other people's lives, in children's lives. Here we're talking about women, obviously, but the bit that it changed your life, and if you've never been there, if you've been up against it in your life, and it wasn't pretty, it was ugly, and then all of a sudden the sun comes up, and all of a sudden there you are sitting in a tree stand, and the birds are chirping, and the squirrels are doing what they do, and the owls are hooting, and the deer are doing what they do, and all of a sudden you're in this place you never would have thought you'd be. Never would have thought you'd be. And you can't transform that. I can't give you a pill. You can't watch a movie. You can't watch a video. But you have to go through sometimes the pain to get to a place and you articulate it so well. You get to a place that this is so beautiful, I don't know what to do. And we're talking about hunting folks. But Bianca got to a place that was so beautiful. She's now just bubbling over, and it's just I can't wait to see what the heck's going to happen in the next 12 months. But with that, we're going to log off, and you can get a tissue and a drink. And folks, thank you so much for listening. And of course, this is your host, Bruce Hutchin from Whitetail Rendezvous. Everybody's heard about Beauty and the Beast. Well, Bianca Jane Burnett's going to come on the show next and talk about beauty in her bow. And it's quite a show, folks. You're going to have some laughs, and you might even shed a tear or two. But Bianca Burnett, her humble hunt, is going to be on the show next, and it's a special show. That's all I'll say.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for another episode of Whitetail Rendezvous, where you can listen and learn from the experts so you can be more successful on your next hunt. Until next time, listen, learn, and succeed.